In the beginning of time, only the primordial waters of chaos existed. Then, in a great flood, the sun, called Adam, emerged from the water and transformed in the act of creation. Adam then created the air, which he called Shu, and the moisture, which he called Tefnut. They were the first divine couple, and soon had children. The earth, called Geb, and the sky, called Nut. The second divine couple had 4 children: Osiris, Isis, Seth, and Nephthys, completing the group of the 9 primordial gods known as the Enneads. If it's your first time on the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any important content about the darkest chapters of our history. The battle for sovereignty. Osiris married his sister Isis, and the two ruled Egypt together in an unprecedented time of peace and prosperity. However, their jealous brother Seth desired the throne for himself and murdered Osiris, dismembering his body and scattering the pieces across the land. Isis then searched for the pieces of her husband's body and, with the help of her sister Nephthys, she was finally able to gather them. With the help of the wise god Thoth and the funerary god Anubis, Isis was able to reconstruct Osiris, creating the first mummy. Osiris impregnated Isis after his resurrection, but he was too weak to remain in the world, so he traveled to Duat, the land of the dead, where he became its lord. Seth then took the throne for himself, forcing Isis to flee and secretly give birth to her son Horus. She raised Horus until he became an adult and was able to challenge his uncle Seth for the throne. After a violent confrontation, the case was resolved in a divine trial presided over by Geb, the god of the earth, who ruled in favor of Horus. Horus then took his rightful place as king of Egypt. Future pharaohs claimed descent from Horus, and this divine ancestry gave them the right to rule. Ammonius. In Egyptian mythology, Ammonius was the main god, known as a universal force that encompassed all aspects of the cosmos. Unlike other Egyptian gods, who were associated with specific aspects like the sky, the earth, or the sun, Ammonius was a universal deity, connected with all parts of the world. His influence grew over time, as he absorbed and merged with other gods. The most significant merger was with Ra, the sun god, resulting in Ammonius Ra, who became the king of the gods and the main deity in Egypt. Under this form, Ammonius Ra rose to such prominence that his cult eclipsed that of other gods, with the others considered as aspects of his great power. Osiris was the judge of the dead and the king of the underworld in Egyptian mythology. His death and resurrection story was a source of inspiration for the Egyptians, who sought immortality and life after death. Funerary rituals and elaborate tombs reflected this search, helping souls in their journey through the underworld. The judgment process in the underworld involved presenting the soul before 42 judges in the Hall of Mot, where the soul proclaimed its innocence of various sins. Then, the soul's heart was weighed against a feather, symbolizing truth. If the heart was lighter, the soul passed the test. If it was heavier, the monster Ammit devoured the heart, erasing the soul from existence. Isis was one of the most important goddesses of Egypt, and her cult eventually eclipsed that of her husband Osiris. As the mother of Horus, the god of sovereignty, Isis was considered the protective mother of the pharaoh, and her healing magic was widely invoked. Her fame was due to her ability to protect the kingdom and people, and her magical power was so great that she even challenged Ra, the sun god. She created a serpent to bite Ra, forcing him to reveal his true name so that she could remove the poison, thereby increasing her own power. Horus, son of Isis and Osiris, Horus was the god of sovereignty and the legitimate mythological king of Egypt. Every pharaoh was believed to embody Horus during their life and Osiris during their death. Horus was also considered the lord of the sky, depicted as a great cosmic hawk, with the right eye as the sun and the left eye as the moon. His moving wings produced the winds. Seth was the god of chaos and destruction, opposing the harmony represented by Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Known as the Red, Seth personified anger and violence, being a threat to life due to his association with the desert and the Red Land. Despite being a mythological antagonist to Osiris and Horus, Seth played a role in mythology as the protector of the sun god Ra during his nocturnal journey through the underworld. Seth traveled with Ra in his night boat and fought the serpent Apophis, who attacked Ra, resisting the beast's hypnosis with his spear. Ra, one of the most important gods in Egyptian mythology, was the sun god. It was believed that Ra created humans from his tears and ruled the earth as the first king. After growing old, Ra ascended to the heavens on the back of the sky goddess Nut, becoming the king of the heavens and ruling the gods. Ra was depicted in his day boat sailing the sky from dawn until dusk, and every night, he descended to the underworld in his evening boat to battle the giant serpent Apophis, who tried to stop his journey. During this process, Ra rejuvenated and was reborn every morning to repeat the cycle. Ra's eyes. The goddesses who acted as Ra's eyes were manifestations of his power and were responsible for crushing his enemies. These goddesses were often depicted as lions due to their fierce appearance. The most prominent was Sekhmet, Ra's daughter, known for her ferocity in battle and her ability to punish those who rebelled, nearly wiping out humanity. On the other hand, Bastet, initially a lion goddess, transformed into a cat goddess during the Middle Kingdom, maintaining her protective role and fighting Apophis, but also watching over women during pregnancy and acting as the pharaoh's nanny. Hathor, another of Ra's eyes, was associated with motherhood, sexuality, and life after death, being a protector of women and linked with conception and childbirth. Queens and pharaohs were often associated with Hathor, considering her a maternal and protective figure. Neith, another eye of Ra, took the form of a cow. In some accounts, she precedes creation itself and was the creator of Ra, his enemy Apophis, and humanity. Therefore, she embodied a maternal figure for both the gods and humans. She was the mother of the crocodile god Sobek and was believed to care for all the crocodiles of Egypt. Her maternal side contrasted with her combative role, where she was said to be a master archer. This association with weapons led the Greeks to link her with their own war goddess, Athena. Ptah was the god of artisans and the patron of the great city of Memphis, which was Egypt's first capital after its unification around 3000 BC. In Memphis, Ptah was believed to be responsible for creation, having created the world with his thought and creative words. He was considered the sculptor of the earth, shaping the planet and much of it on his potter's wheel. It was Ptah who created the arts and crafts and then shared his gifts with humanity. Anubis, the god of embalming, watched over burials to ensure that souls found their way through the afterlife. He oversaw tombs and punished grave robbers who desecrated the dead. He had a strong connection with his father Osiris, whose body he embalmed after his death, creating the first mummy. He became the god of the embalming process, responsible for overseeing the embalming workshops where priests prepared the body for burial. The canopic jars, which contained important organs during the embalming process, were sometimes modeled in the form of Anubis, although over time it became more common for them to represent the 4 sons of Horus, each protecting one of the lungs, stomach, liver, or intestines. After overseeing the burial, Anubis played a key role in judging the soul's worthiness to enter the afterlife, weighing its heart against the feather of truth. Only if the soul passed would Anubis send it to Osiris for the final judgment. Thoth was the god of writing and knowledge, as well as balance and harmony. He was thought to have been born from the forehead of Seth after he ate the seed of Horus. Thoth was a lunar god and was believed to have healed Horus's eye when Seth injured it during their battle for sovereignty. The Egyptians believed Thoth represented the moon. Thoth invented the art of writing and became the scribe of the gods, recording divine words as well as the passage of time and the reigns of pharaohs. He watched over their sacred houses of life, which were libraries or writing centers attached to temples. His wife was Sekhmet, who was also a goddess of libraries, writing, and the guardian of books. As a god of balance, Thoth participated in the judgment of the dead, being present when the heart was weighed and recording the result for his records. If you've made it this far and learned something new from our stories, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our next videos. Together, we can discover and remember the truths that history often tries to hide.